Have you guys ever, when you guys were teenagers, did you guys ever do any, like, weird stuff, like, that could be counted as, like, really fucking weird, or, like, you look back on it and you're like, why did I do that, or, like, hey, I'm proud of doing this? Well, I am, no exception to that rule, because I distinctly remember this one saga of my life where I would do this really, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, why would you do that? That's, like, really fucking stupid, but, I mean, I really don't give a shit. I survived and I'm past that. Well, Rod, I mean, you're keeping us waiting. What did you used to do? I used to catfish, PDF files on the internet. Yeah, I used to do that. Crazy, am I right? Now, you may be wondering, well, how did you get into this hobby of, like, catfishing these PDF files? And, well, I mean, it's short and simple. I mean, this might also be embarrassing to admit, but when I was in high school, and I was like 13 or 14 or however old I was, I used to be really big on ERP, which, if you don't know what ERP is, it is basically electronic role-playing where you role-play through text. Yep, I was one of those people that would role-play through text. I don't do it anymore, but, I mean, when I used to, I'd make some really good stories. Not necessarily sexual, but I make some really good stories. And so I would go into chat rooms every single night looking for people to do ERP with, whether it was for a few hours or a few minutes or whatever, a few days, weeks, whatever. And on these chat rooms, if you've never been on a chat room before, they're kind of known to be cesspools for, like, PDF files to hang out with and try to get solicited nudes from, you know, people that are not of the age. And so when I was in high school, I used to like Photoshop / edit my photos to make me look like I was a teenage girl, and I would use these photos to basically catfish these men into doing stuff for me. Yeah, I would promise them so many things. I would promise them pictures and videos and video calls and, you know, stuff like that to get them, to butter them up a little bit, butter them up just enough so that they could do exactly what I wanted them to do, with the hopes that they would get something in return. And 99% of the time, it did work. There are two incidents. There's this one big incident that has always been on my mind, and I think about it and I laugh about it still to this day. We're gonna call this guy the story of Cheddar Bob, the 19-year-old creep. Now, Cheddar Bob, right, I met this one time at like 2 in the morning on a chat site, again, where I was like 13 looking for ERP, and Cheddar Bob was the epitome of a fucking nerd, of a cave dweller that had never had any social interactions with a girl his age, and just in general, just had no fucking flirting skills at all. And Cheddar Bob sees my name. I think I was going under the alias of girl looking for older or something like that, something weird like that. And I remember I sent Cheddar Bob, right, some of these edited photos that I had of myself that made me look like, again, a cheerleader. I don't remember what kind they were. These are so long gone in the trash, right? I don't remember what kind of photos they were. They were just edited photos of myself that made me look like a gamer girl or something like that. And I remember Cheddar Bob opening up to me and telling me that he had never had any sort of relationship with a girl, and that he was excited that he was going to finally be able to have that, albeit with, you know, someone that wasn't of his age. I remember I told Cheddar Bob that, look, I'm going to make you feel good, baby. I'm going to make you feel amazing tonight. Just do what I say, right? I want you to feel good. And I told Cheddar Bob, right, I know you've never had the opportunity in your life to have this type of feelings, but I'm going to give them to you, and you're going to remember it for the rest of your life. And he did remember this night for the rest of his life, probably. I remember he kept asking me, hey, can I have some pictures to get me going? I'm like, you're gonna have to work for those pictures, baby, by doing things that I want you to do. And then Cheddar Bob is like, all right, I understand. What do you want me to do, love? And I told him, baby, if you do this one thing for me, I will love you for the rest of your life. Promise you that. And the moment I told him that I loved him, this man got so giddied up. He was like, all right, let's do it. We're gonna do what you want tonight. And I remember telling him, I remember asking him, hey, do you have any like peanut butter in your cupboard? He's like, let me go check. And this guy went down to his kitchen to look for peanut butter, right, at like 2, 3 in the morning, or whatever time it was. And I remember specifically him telling me that he didn't have any peanut butter or anything similar to peanut butter. So I moved on to the next best thing. I was like, look, if you don't have peanut butter, have any mayonnaise. Shortly after, he's like, I have a jar of freshly opened Miracle Whip. Why? And it's like, well, there's one thing that I've always wanted to see a man do. And he's like, oh yeah, what's that? And I told him, I looked at him like, I want to see you open that jar of mayonnaise, and I want to watch you fuck it. Before you say that this man didn't deserve that, you have to remember that this man was soliciting pictures from minors. All right, literally, that's all I can say. This was a sick man that deserves no sympathy for what happens to him. And I remember him telling me, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that. I'm like, look, baby, I have these sick, hot, steamy videos for you if you just do it for me. And I sent him like a downloaded picture of like a model or something. Clearly fake, clearly that I didn't take. And he saw it, got a little excited over it. And he's like, all right, I'm doing it right here, right now. I was like, send me some evidence. I want to see you do it. I don't get a response from him for like 3 minutes. And then I get the snap video. I get like 3 snap videos. And it's like him setting up his camera, putting it on the counter, right, to record. And I see this man. Open the jar of Miracle Whip. And I see this man take his like small little chub and start going to town on it. I watched this 19-year-old PDF file creep virgin fuck the shit out of a jar of mayonnaise at 3 in the morning. Cheddar Bob is not for children, all right? Cheddar Bob is a pedophile. And this man sent me so many videos of like him like just fucking this jar of mayonnaise is all I can describe it as. And I remember laughing my ass off completely watching this happen. And I'm like, I'm gonna expose this man. And I did that. I literally, like 10 minutes later, he's like, all right, baby, I did that, and I want you to send me these pictures of you now. And instead of the pictures that I got, I sent him a snap of me laughing, like full-fledged, my face laughing. No edited pictures, no nothing, just me laughing and telling this sick fucking idiot that, I'm gonna send this to your family, get fucked! And the next morning, I did just that. So yeah, that's all I just wanted to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya.